it's me again, unfortunately. I want to make this video just to discuss the end of this, at the end, this week's now over, so I want to talk about something that's been going on the past week that has been a good chunk of my time, as I mentioned in my previous update video. Awesome Games Done Quick 2013. The main event has ended. It ended yesterday, and concluded with, other than the great finale, the conclusion of the Final Fantasy IX speedrun, which I didn't get to see all of. I might eventually try and watch all of it in due time once it gets re-uploaded, because that is a very long speedrun. Anyways, what I'm going to be talking about is just general stuff about the marathon this year, some of my favorite runs and such, and some of my not-so-favorite ones. I'll go ahead and get this out of the way, because everybody was enjoying this. The 120 star run by Siglemic was awesome to see him actually there at AGDQ. He's the main person who got me into speedrunning. I mean, I had started showing interest in learning stuff back about a year ago. I didn't start actually practicing or learning routes up until about 7 months ago. And he's the one who really got me into it, so it was really awesome to see him there. He's one of my favorite speedrunners, and yeah, I didn't get to watch all the speedruns. Unfortunately, things like work and school got in the way, so I'll have to watch. There's a couple I really wanted to watch that I didn't get the chance to. Some of the ones I missed that I really wanted to see were the Portal 2 speedrun, the Doom speedrun, the one for, was it the Dawn of Sorrow speedrun, I thought would have been cool to watch, and I also missed all the Contra speedruns. Those are the main ones I really wish I would have seen. But I did manage to get to see a lot of them. I watched most of the runs on Friday when it started, and those were... was it Friday or Sunday? I can't remember, sorry. The beginning of this marathon. I saw most of those, and some games that I had never really was familiar with, I saw, like Shadow Complex. Never really was familiar with the game until I saw a speedrun of it, and I gotta say it was pretty interesting stuff. Even the games that I wasn't familiar with, like that. Each one of them, it's just cool to see people just take a game and pull it apart, find fast routes and different tricks. It's really interesting to watch. The Shadow Complex one was good. I really liked the Ape Escape run. That was pretty fun to watch. And what are some other good mentions? Oh yeah, I missed Awful Games Done Quick this year. I really was sad, but they had some really good games, like, well, I shouldn't say good, but there was some I really wanted to see. Like, I wanted to see the Sonic 06 speedrun. And, what else was there? Yeah, Peach's, his Mischief Maker run was pretty interesting. Pretty cool to see. They actually got a hand cam on that to see execution, and there were a ton of donation incentives that were pretty interesting and had people going at it. I think one of the biggest ones was the file name for Wind Waker, which was pretty funny. I saw that. I saw the Ninja Gaiden one, or the one that Caleb ran. That was actually surprisingly interesting, considering I wasn't even planning on being awake that early in the morning. So I enjoyed that. Even though it was a failed run, Worcester's Pokemon Gold run was pretty entertaining if you've never seen the Save Corruption glitch. Very broken glitch. I think one of the biggest surprises, though, was Super Mario 3D Land. I did not expect to enjoy that as much as I did. I ended up watching the whole thing. Same with Donkey Kong Country 2. Some other good mentions, I guess. I can't mention all of them, but just some. The ones I've mentioned, obviously, I would suggest going and watching it when they get re-uploaded. Another good one was, I think one of my favorite ones was Runner Guy's 100% speedrun of Ocarina of Time. It was very long, but I ended up sitting and watching the whole thing. Very well commentated. Great information, and Runner Guy's costume was awesome. And other mentions, oh yeah, Spivity Bobo's 100% Banjo-Kazooie run was pretty cool. The Commander Keen runs, those were pretty cool as well. If you're not familiar with Commander Keen speedruns, Commander Keen is not one of my favorite games, but it's really fun to watch that thing get speedrun. Just because there's one, what was it, Commander Keen 5, there's just something that goes on that just does not make any sense. And the Castlevania runs were pretty good that I saw. The, I know I'm forgetting something big. What was it? But yeah, and Zelda 2 was pretty cool too. Zelda 2 and as well as Link to the Past. Those pulled me in pretty good. And one last good mention I definitely suggest go watching is the I definitely recommend go see the Yoshi's Island speedrun. That was pretty cool. What's cool about that speedrun is there's not so much focuses on glitches and game breaks as much as there is extremely precise execution, and it's pretty interesting if you played the game. Now I gotta mention some things that I didn't necessarily care for, or some of the lesser events at the marathon. One of the biggest disappointments was what happened with Cynox's Ratchet and Clank run. I was really looking forward to that, but there was a lot of technical failure with the disc for some reason, and also he managed to miss a lot of glitches. Another one, this is more humorous, this one I'm about to mention, is when Runner Guy was doing his Ocarina speedrun, he actually had to spend an asinine amount of time at Dampé, which, if you've ever seen a 100% speedrun where you have to go to Dampé, that is a pain in the ass because it's all random. And one of the other more notable mentions, this is kind of been talked a lot about by some of the people now, or when I was watching streams earlier. There was a the Wind Waker speedrun, which was done by Cosmo. He had two other guys with him, but most notably was Mirrored. A lot of people, including Cosmo, were kind of getting irritated at Mirrored because he was commentating a lot, pretty much talking over Cosmo. And I understand that he was, trying to let everyone know what was done, but that was Cosmo's run, that was his time, and, I mean, what was Mirrored doing? He's kind of just, like, talking over Cosmo. It was kind of upsetting, but nonetheless, it was still a decent run. And, oh, one more thing I gotta mention was the Die Hard runs. How many times can you put Die Hard in a speedrun marathon? I don't know, but it was awesome. Especially two players, one controller. That's just kind of a small, short synopsis of what I saw. There's, like I said, some runs I want to catch up on and see when they get re-uploaded. And congrats to all the runners who made it, and congrats to everybody to SDA and Prevent Cancer Foundation, who raised over $400,000, which was 4 times their original goal. So, thank you to everybody who did that. As somebody who has family members who's had to deal with cancer, somebody in my family had passed away around a year ago. Very important person to us. So, to see people who love video games like I do something that big, and to be able to raise that much money, it really made me happy. Anyways, that's, like I said, just a little bit on AGDQ. Check out the stuff when it gets re-uploaded. And, like I said again, congrats to the runners. Y'all did great. With, a few minor issues here and there, but nonetheless, it was awesome to see. And I can't wait for next year's AGDQ either. I guess I'll close this. Sorry, I'm just gotta change of thought on something I forgot to mention. Just some ideas of some things I'd love to see next year. I'd love to see Quake return as an important speedrun game. I'd love to see people do a speedrun of Quake if they can do it. Maybe a Majora's Mask speedrun? Any percent? Something like that? Or if they're gonna do 100% Zelda, maybe do 100% of Majora's Mask next year. What else what's I gonna suggest? Just some other, old school things, like maybe a Perfect Dark speedrun would be cool. I don't know how many people would be interested in that, but I think it would be cool to see. Some games I'd like to see return next year. Definitely, I'd love to see Ocarina in one way or another, but who doesn't? Wind Waker would be cool too. If they can get Mario again, Mario 64 again, that'd be cool. And the big block of Castlevania games are always fun to watch, so can't go wrong there if you bring those back. And what was the other thing? Oh yeah, and please do Banjo-Kazooie again, or even if you want to, Banjo-Tooie. But, yeah. Oh yeah, and one more thing. Suggestion for awful games done next year. Superman 64. Make it happen. I'm the Psycho Ripper. Thanks for watching.